It's just before sunrise on this beautiful Saturday morning, already 80 degrees down here on the desert floor. So we're going up Mount Lemmon because today is a great day for a hike. Record heat has returned to the Sonoran Desert. The weather forecast called for 103 degrees in Tucson, while only 79 degrees atop Mount Lemmon at the projected end of my hike. Another reason why this area is so popular during the hot weather. After the 60 to 75 minute drive up the Catalina Highway to Summerhaven, we'll be headed down the East Turkey Run Road towards Ski Valley to pick up the Aspen Trail. We'll climb this trail up to Radio Ridge and then work our way down the Aspen Trail to Marshall Saddle. From there, we'll take the Mint Springs Trail to that trailhead. The hike should take around 3.5 hours. Hello and welcome to the channel. It's JP and I'd like to thank you for coming along on my adventure today. If you could go ahead and hit that like button if you like what you see. Even better yet, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Tells the algorithm to tell other people that I have some pretty cool stuff going on right here. Today I'm doing something a little bit different. I'm using just my iPhone 16 Pro to capture all of the video and audio that you're going to see in here. Let's see how this adventure turns out. So we're now on the Aspen Trail. We're going to climb this trail up to Radio Ridge, which will take us up to our highest elevations around 9,000 feet. We've been up there before, and I'll include a link right up here so you can see some previous hikes taking place here. One of the things I really like about the Aspen Trail is that while it's a pretty steady climb, it's not overly steep. We're still climbing about 500 or 600 feet to get up to Mount Lemmon, but it isn't killing me. It's enjoyable, but it's not killing me. Alright, as I mentioned before, I am using only the iPhone 16 Pro for this video today. No external mics, nothing, just what's on the camera. Mother Nature decided to get super windy. Let's see how that works out with the sound for this particular clip.
Okay, so now I'm on the Mint Springs Trail. Behind me, that is Marshall Peak. I've hiked around Marshall Peak a couple of times, and if you want to see a video of that, you can look at the link right up here, up in the upper right-hand corner. I had to think about that for a second. But the Mint Springs Trail, this is my second or third time on it. It is beautiful, wide open, sunny, very enjoyable, still windy down here, and I got about 1.5 miles to get back to the car. We're at the Mint Springs Trail Summit. I am looking at Summer Haven over here. And of course, we started up at those radio towers up there on Radio Ridge. It has been a wonderful hike. I'd like to thank you for coming along today. Before I wrap this whole thing up, I'm gonna let my future self from the editing room come in and speak about the iPhone 16 Pro experience.
Hey, it's future self, and now I'm going to tell you what the editing experience has been like for this video using my iPhone 16 Pro. As you can see, I am inserting some video after the fact, and I am using the iPhone 16 Pro to do the green screen part as well, and it's working out pretty well. I don't have a lot of experience with green screen, so hopefully this will work out the way I want it to. Okay, the iPhone 16 Pro, what do I like about it? I enjoy having the smaller form factor. I enjoy being able to get closer into various things on the trail, whether it be flowers or looking up the trees or the towers, or I felt like I had a little bit more in the way of creative options with the form factor of my iPhone, which of course is about the same as it was with the iPhone 13 Pro. The nice thing about the iPhone 16 Pro, of course, being USB-C, so that I could use it with an external hard drive to capture video so that I wasn't constantly using up hard drive space inside the iPhone. One thing I do not like about the iPhone 16 Pro is that camera control, and I think it's because I've been an iPhone user for so long that I am used to using the volume up button as a shutter control, and having this other button, it was changing settings when I didn't want it to change settings. And do I click twice? Do I click once? Am I taking a video? Am I doing a photo? I find that camera control button to be redundant and rather confusing. Maybe I need to study it more. It could be that I'm getting old and I'm just used to my old ways. I consider myself an amateur videographer and an amateur photographer because, I mean, look at my stuff. It's nice, but I'm still learning a lot. One of the things I did read online was that you need to crank the exposure down to a -1 when you're doing videography with the iPhone 16 Pro, based on what I read about the iPhone 15 Pro, and that's because iPhones tend to blow out the images a little bit. So I did have everything cranked down to -1, and I think that helped with the editing process a lot. I didn't do a lot of color tweaking. You might see a couple clips here and there where the color's a little bit different, and that's because while I did most of my videography using SDR, I also did a couple with the log format just to see how it would work in the editing process. One thing that I did was I stuck to the camera app or the Final Cut Pro camera app from Apple. I like the Final Cut Pro camera app a little bit just because it's a little easier to get to the controls. One thing that's very helpful is to use the old image capture app on the Mac, because then it lets you use your iPhone as a hard drive and you can just transfer it that way rather than going through iCloud or doing an AirDrop, because those files are big and they're really hard to get off the iPhone. Overall, I'm pleased with the iPhone 16 Pro. I like it a lot, except for that camera control button. I'm not a fan of that. Maybe I need to do some reading or something. Overall, I think I'm pretty happy with it, and I'll probably use it as my main camera for future videos. It was a fun little experience, and I am really glad I did it.
Thank you for coming along on my hike today. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Thanks for following along. Have a great day. See ya. To the trailhead at Aspen Trail, which is near the Ski Valley Center. Whew. Out of breath. Quick note.
So I'm using my iPhone 16 Pro for this in-studio thing. I say thing a lot.